Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. So, we're going to be talking about the United States here in this video. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Yemen Houthis and also the Centcom chief that you see right here in the photo. His name is Michael Correa. He is the commander of the Centcom forces that is currently right now patrolling the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden near Yemen to help protect the international shipping lanes, protect the commercial ships that are trying to traverse through these waters and go throughout the world to transfer goods to many countries. So I want to talk some more about this today because we've had lots of reports over the last few weeks that the Russians may transfer anti-ship missiles to enemies of the United States, and one of them being the Yemen Houthis. Okay, so we had a report that I did this morning of Israel was just bombed the Hodeidah port in Yemen. Okay, so we know that things are going to get out of control down here very soon. And we also heard as well that from the Centcom chief here, Michael Correa, he's stating that apparently the mission to protect these ships down in the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea is failing. Okay, and we know this for sure that it is failing because I've been hearing lots of reports over the last couple months of multiple ships coming under attack, either struck or almost struck. We've had some sailors on these ships that have been hit and killed. We've had lots and lots of attacks on commercial ships in the Gulf of Aden, in the Red Sea, also the Indian Ocean. Okay, so obviously the United States, along with the UK, cannot protect these shipping lanes. They are failing at doing so, and we are hearing that. So I want to talk some more about this today because U.S. intelligence agencies are worried that Russia may transfer these arms to the Houthis soon. And apparently the White House is working in the background to prevent this from happening. Okay, so I want to show you some information here on the Times of Israel. It says report, Moscow may arm Yemen's Houthis over U.S. support for Ukraine. White House said working to dissuade Putin from renewed push to transfer missiles to Iran-backed rebels as CENTCOM chief says strikes in Yemen failing to prevent Red Sea chaos. Okay, so it says here, United States intelligence agencies say Russia could send advanced anti-ship missiles to the Yemen Houthis in retaliation for Washington's support for Ukraine, the Wall Street Journal reported on Friday, citing U.S. officials. According to the newspaper, Washington is working behind the scenes to stop the arms transfer, So apparently they are working behind the scenes to prevent this arms transfer from happening. They're trying to prevent Russian President Vladimir Putin from sending their anti-ship missiles to the Houthis, because if they do this, this will give the Houthis greater capabilities to strike more ships. And clearly, if the CENTCOM forces cannot defend from the attacks that are happening now, imagine if they get these advanced missiles from Russia and start targeting more ships. And then at the same time, what if the Houthis start going after more warships down there and they start using these? I think they were P-800 Onyx missiles. These were anti-ship missiles from Russia, I think was the name of them. If they end up getting these, it's going to give them major strike capabilities to even go after U.S. or U.K. warships. And then we also have the Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier that just took the place of the Eisenhower aircraft carrier that was previously down near Yemen. And the Houthis have already said that immediately when the Theodore Roosevelt shows up, that they would attack it immediately. Okay, we haven't seen that happen yet, but they stated they would do so. So it says, meanwhile, U.S. Central Command Chief Eric Correa, who's Michael Correa, was said to warn that the U.S.-led operations were failing to prevent Houthi attacks on the Red Sea. In a classified letter to U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, Korea reportedly called for potentially stronger military action and a whole-of-government approach that would step up diplomatic and economic pressure on the Houthis. So he's coming out and stating that they're failing so badly that they need as much help as they can get, that these airstrikes is not deterring them. They continue to strike launch pads, multiple missile launchers, drone sites. They're striking all over Yemen to do whatever they can to prevent these attacks, and it's just not enough. The Houthis have so many capabilities that it's overwhelming their forces down there, and they can't protect the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden from these attacks. It says here as well, many people found the tone of the memo to be a bit shocking. The journal quoted a defense official as saying, according to the official, Korea's point was that the U.S. that U.S. service members will die if we continue going this way. So that's pretty scary too, right? Is that I mentioned that if the Houthis end up targeting a U.S. warship or U.S. aircraft carrier or something like that, and imagine if one of these get hit and a bunch of the Navy sailors that are aboard, they die or they get injured or something like that. This is obviously going to spark a major war in the Middle East, and this is something that the U.S. is trying to not get involved in. All they really want to do is try to protect these ships down here. But the Houthis have stated that even U.S. and U.K. warships are a legitimate target for the Houthis as well. Okay, so they will target them. So imagine if they get these P-800 Onyx missiles or some other type of anti-ship missile, and they're able to actually strike one of these ships, and it gets widely reported, and a lot of sailors get killed. This could be really bad. So the U.S. and other nations, notably Britain, have carried out extensive airstrikes on Houthi targets in Yemen in an effort to forestall the Iran-backed rebels' attacks on merchant ships in the Red Sea. Middle East Eye reported in June that Saudi Arabia had talked Russia out of providing anti-ship cruise missiles to the Houthis. However, U.S. intelligence services assessed that Moscow is renewing its push to arm the Houthis after the White House approved Kiev's use of U.S.-made weapons to strike targets inside Russia, the journal said, adding that the nature of the intelligence was unclear. The newspaper said the White House is making a diplomatic push through a third country to dissuade Russia from the arms transfer. And finally, it says here, according to the journal, U.S. officials have seen recent indications that Russian President Vladimir Putin was still considering arming the Houthis. So imagine if they do, okay? This is why I'm showing you this information. Look at what's happening down here right now. We just had this attack from the Houthis just yesterday in Tel Aviv. There was a drone that somehow managed to get through all of Israel's air defense, get past the U.S. and U.K. warships that are traversing through the Red Sea. And this drone went from Yemen all the way to Israel, struck inside of Tel Aviv, hitting some sort of apartment building or high-rise building. And we had an innocent civilian that was killed in Tel Aviv, along with 10 other injuries, okay? And then right after that, what did we have happening today, just this morning? Yemen gets hit by Israeli F-15s, okay? Israeli F-15s flew all the way down and bombed the Hodeida Red Sea port, okay? So now that happened. So now we're going to have more escalation between Israel and Yemen, and at the same time, U.S. Centcom forces are down here trying to patrol the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden for how many months now? For about 8 months or longer now. And they're also failing at their attempts right now to defend these ships. Now we've got these reports that Moscow is planning to arm the Houthis. This is going to get widely out of control very quick. So what is the U.S. and the U.K. going to do? Are they going to pull out from the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, this operation of protecting these ships? They can't do that. Okay, they have to stay down here to protect these ships. So what's going to happen when we get to the point where one of these missiles that are highly upgraded that come from Russia to the Houthis and strikes a U.S. warship, and unfortunately, if this does happen, we may have lots of casualties of U.S. troops being injured or killed, as Michael Correa, the CENTCOM commander, said here. Okay, so look at this scenario and how dangerous this is. And then remember, too, this missile is going to come from Russia. So now this is Russia deliberately targeting through a proxy group of Yemen, the Yemen Houthis, targeting a U.S. warship. So this could just get widely out of control very quickly. How will the U.S. respond to this? I have no idea, but then this could spark a war with Russia as well. So that's why I wanted to share this information today. This is obviously out of control and insane to even think about, but it's definitely a possibility and a worry. That's why U.S. intelligence agencies are working in the background, apparently, according to this information. U.S. officials are trying to work to prevent this arms transfer going to the Houthis, because these CENTCOM forces down there right now cannot handle what they're dealing with at the moment. Imagine if they get upgraded weaponry from Russia. So let me know what you think down below. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.